up, my channel? It's your friendly neighborhood sassy blonde writer coming at you with a writing video. Today is a rant about romance tropes that I hate. These are things that I cannot stand seeing in pop culture, and I will explain to you why in a little bit. Now, before we get started, please make sure you subscribe to my channel if you don't want to miss any fabulous content from your friendly neighborhood sassy blonde writer. Don't want to risk missing another rant about pop culture. Who doesn't love one of those? Now that that's out of the way, let's get started. The following tropes that I'm about to list are things that I personally cannot stand for one reason or another. If you feel differently, that's totally fine. We are different people. We can have different opinions. If you have any tropes that you personally cannot stand that you think I should talk about in another video, please let me know in the comments down below. Number 1, I can't stand the trope of true love conquers all. It happens a lot, especially with older books. I think that's like the ending to A Tale of Two Cities. It's pretty unrealistic and it's also just really cheesy. It's also super popular in fairy tales, which is ironic because I love fairy tales. But it's just, it doesn't make sense. How is true love gonna stop Snow White from dying? Like, get her some freaking medical care. Somebody perform the Heimlich maneuver. Also, if you know that that's the answer for some of the fairy tales, and then you learn about the original fairy tales behind it, it's problematic. And they're like, it's okay because you loved him, and true love conquers all. And it's like, but did it though? Did true love conquer all? It's also usually used as kind of a deus ex machina. It just worked because of love, and that's it. I also don't like the trope of love is only worth it if it's meant to be, and that's something that I really like that Jane the Virgin, the TV show, really spins on its head, where Jane starts off as this girl who thinks if things are meant to be, they'll be easy, but then by the end she finds out, no, love is hard. You have to choose each other every day. If you get in a fight, you have to decide that breaking up is the nuclear option. We are going to get through this fight together. I feel like the idea that love should be easy no matter what, it sets up really unrealistic expectations for people, especially if they've never been in a relationship before. If it's a lot of work for you guys to be able to stand each other, or it's a lot of work for you to keep choosing each other, that's a different story. But love isn't just zip, bam, boom, you love each other, no problems anymore. And that's also something that I don't like in pop culture either, that I liked that Bridgerton did. The story doesn't end just because the couple gets married. The drama and the conflict doesn't end just because they get married. It just means that the commitment is there. And the idea that everything is easy once you get married just isn't true. And relationships are work. And I don't like this trope because the idea that love should always be easy 100% of the time makes it seem like any relationships where you hit a little speed bump or a little hurdle, it's just not worth it. Let's throw in the towel right now. And that's not fair. You have to choose to love each other every single day. I also hate the trope of the only love that matters is romantic love. It's not as common recently, but I think as early as the 2000s, even in a show like Gilmore Girls, where the premise is a mother and daughter who are as close as best friends, that still wasn't the main relationship people cared about. They cared more about who Rory was gonna end up with and if Lorelai ended up with Luke. And I don't like the idea that romantic love is the only love that matters, because there's friendship. Friendship is so important, and I'm glad that we're starting to get, we've always had like the bromance movies, but we haven't had enough of the, what is it called? The womance, where you have two female friends who are just ride or die for each other. And I like those because they prove that romantic love isn't the only love that exists. It's also not the only love that's important. And that's something that I liked that Frozen really spun on its head, where it was about familial love. It was about sisterly love that saves the day. It wasn't true love's kiss or anything like that. It was one selfless act that the sister did for each other. And also, all of these relationships take work too. Another trope I hate, and if you hate Twilight, let me know in the comments, because you'll agree with me on this, that Twilight has a terrible romance because it has what I like to call the stalker romance trope. This is when a guy is just like kind of following around the girl even though she doesn't know it, or maybe she finds out like really late in the game, is super creeped out by it. The guy's just been following her around and like learns a lot about her and how to make her love him, or just like falls in love with her because he's been following her around. It's super creepy. And the reason why I hate this is because stalking is not romantic. Watching someone sleep without their consent is not romantic. Not having someone's consent is not romantic. And it's sad that we've only recently determined that, no, it's not. Stalking is not okay, even if you like the person. Boundaries are extremely important, and so is consent. Why is this? Why? Another trope I am totally sick of is love triangles. The reason why I hate love triangles is because we see them so much, especially when the author makes it really clear who the main character, usually a woman, should be in love with. The example I'll use for this is the Hunger Games. In the Hunger Games, so you have Katniss, who has a thing for Gale, her childhood friend. Katniss also has a thing for Peeta. Peeta's in love with her, Gale's in love with her. She doesn't know who to choose. Give me a break. It happens a lot in YA too, which is just, it just makes it really sickening. It's like we can't have a healthy romance now. It has to be all the drama of like, will they, won't they? I'm tired of seeing love triangles. After a season or two, I'm ready to move on with my life. Thank you. Next. Another trope that I hate is bad boys / nice guys. Usually they're put at odds in the love triangle. The bad boy is the guy with a mysterious past, and he's all, nobody understands me, man. He's usually treats his girlfriend like garbage. On the other side of things, you have the nice guy. If she were his girlfriend, he would treat her like a queen. This trope has been done to death, and it goes with the love triangle, where these are usually the two polar opposite guys, and it's usually clear which guy it should be. The writer usually wants you to root for the nice guy, even if the girl doesn't really have any attraction to him, even if the girl doesn't really like him that much, or really only thinks of him as a friend. And what's annoying about the nice guy is that the nice guy usually feels entitled to the affection of this girl. Where the bad boy takes her for granted, the nice guy feels entitled to the love and affection of this girl because he treats her like a freaking person. He opened the door for her. Congratulations, bro. Want a sticker? I'm over bad boys because they've been done to death, but I hate nice guys because there's nothing nice about a guy who thinks he's entitled to romance. Another trope I hate is, I'm not like other girls. Because it's usually men writing women poorly. It usually just insults other women, even if they don't really deserve it. And it also plays on a lot of female stereotypes that honestly aren't true anymore. It's usually, I'm not like other girls. I don't wear makeup, or I'm not like other girls. I like to watch sports. It usually goes hand in hand with the I'm a cool girl trope, which is you're not like other girls because you're your own person. And that's what the trope should be, but it never is. It's like, congratulations, you have a different personality because you're a unique human being. Want a sticker? Another trope that I hate is Insta romance, which I kind of hinted at earlier. So I hate Insta romance because it's usually written something like this. Boy is a boring nobody. Boy meets girl. Boy somehow becomes really charming and woos girl. They fall in love even though they only met 20 minutes ago. They have a deep emotional connection. You can probably guess by the tone of my voice why I hate Insta romance. It's not earned. The characters barely know each other, so how am I supposed to believe that they want to marry each other, spend the rest of their life with each other, when she doesn't even know if he snores? She doesn't know what his favorite color is. How am I supposed to believe that? End rant. So that's all I got for you today. I hope you enjoyed this lovely rant of tropes I hate in romance. I'm sure I'll come up with other things that I hate in different genres, but I hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button so I know you want to hear me ranting more. I certainly enjoy it. Don't forget to subscribe, and of course, happy writing.